Welcome back to Days of Our Lives channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments brewing in Salem during the pivotal week of September 1st to 5th, where dangerous secrets threaten to unravel multiple families and relationships across town. E.J. Dimra's critical career decision creates tension. The week opens with E.J. Dimra finding himself at a crossroads regarding Kat Green's employment request. Sources indicate that E.J. will spend considerable time weighing the pros and cons of bringing Kat into his professional sphere, knowing full well the complicated history she shares with his family. The decision carries significant weight, as Kat's past deception involving Chad's deceased wife Abigail continues to cast a long shadow over Salem's power dynamics. E.J.'s choice will likely depend on whether he views Kat as a liability or a strategic asset in his ongoing business ventures. Insider information suggests that Kat's desperation for this position stems from her need to maintain financial independence while secretly working her ISA assignment. The job with EJ would provide perfect cover for her covert operations, allowing her to move freely through Salem's elite circles without raising suspicion. However, EJ's natural cunning may lead him to suspect ulterior motives behind Kat's seemingly innocent request for employment. Kat and Gwen's unlikely alliance raises red flags. Perhaps even more intriguing is Kat's continued cultivation of her friendship with Gwen von Leuschner, a relationship that appears increasingly calculated with each passing encounter. What started as casual lunch meetings has evolved into something that resembles genuine camaraderie. Though astute viewers will recognize the strategic undertones beneath their seemingly innocent bonding sessions, Kat's mission requires her to gather intelligence on various Salem residents, and Gwen's extensive knowledge of town secrets makes her an invaluable source of information. The dynamic becomes particularly complex when Chad Dimra stumbles upon evidence of their deepening friendship. His discovery will likely trigger immediate alarm bells, considering Gwen's notorious reputation for manipulation and chaos. Chad's protective instincts toward Kat may compel him to issue stern warnings about maintaining distance from Gwen, potentially creating friction in his budding relationship with Kat. This confrontation could force Kat into an impossible position where she must choose between maintaining her cover and preserving her connection with Chad. The ripple effects of this revelation threaten to expose Kat's carefully constructed facade. If Chad becomes too suspicious of her motives for befriending Gwen, he might begin investigating other aspects of Kat's current activities, inadvertently stumbling upon her ISA involvement. The delicate balance Kat has maintained between her professional obligations and personal desires hangs precariously in the balance. Steve's investigation uncovers disturbing adoption inconsistencies. Meanwhile, Brady Black receives shocking intelligence from Steve Johnson regarding the suspicious circumstances surrounding Sophia Cloy's alleged adoption arrangements. Steve's methodical investigation has revealed significant discrepancies in the documentation, particularly concerning the identity and credentials of the supposed adoption attorney handling Sophia's case. The veteran investigator's instincts suggest that the entire adoption narrative may be fabricated from start to finish. The trail of evidence leads directly toward Melinda Trask, whose involvement in questionable legal practices has become a recurring theme in Salem's recent history. Steve's discovery that the original adoption attorney either doesn't exist or never handled Sophia's case creates a domino effect of suspicion that threatens to expose the entire deception. Brady's reaction to this information will be particularly volatile, given his existing animosity toward Melinda stemming from their previous confrontations. Sophia and Melinda's elaborate charade begins showing cracks under the pressure of Steve's relentless investigation. The two conspirators may need to implement emergency damage control measures, potentially involving the creation of additional false documentation or the elimination of witnesses who could contradict their fabricated timeline. However, their ability to maintain the Tesoro secret depends entirely on staying ahead of Steve's methodical approach to uncovering the truth. Rachel's psychological trauma manifests in disturbing ways. The emotional toll of recent events continues weighing heavily on young Rachel Black, whose psychological state deteriorates as suppressed memories threaten to surface. Despite Kristen Dimra's dramatic confession claiming responsibility for shooting EJ, Rachel's subconscious mind struggles with the traumatic memories of what actually transpired that fateful night. Her body's physical manifestations of stress, including persistent nightmares and debilitating stomach aches, suggest that the truth remains buried but not forgotten within her young psyche. Kristen's noble attempt to shield Rachel from consequences may prove ultimately futile as the child's natural psychological healing process works to restore her complete memory. The protective confession, while well-intentioned, cannot erase the fundamental trauma that Rachel experienced. And mental health professionals understand that suppressed memories often resurface with greater intensity when they finally break through conscious barriers. Dr. Marlene Evans faces the challenging task of helping Rachel process these complex emotions while simultaneously battling her own supernatural encounters. The convergence of Rachel's trauma and Marlene's mysterious dreams about the Queen of the Night creates a perfect storm of psychological distress that may overwhelm even Salem's most experienced psychiatrist. Marlene's supernatural encounters intensify dangerously. Marlene's recurring nightmares about Stefano Demera have evolved from simple dreams into full-scale supernatural encounters that threaten her physical well-being. The Queen of the Night imagery that haunts her sleep suggests a deeper connection to Stefano's lingering spiritual presence in Salem, possibly triggered by Rachel's proximity and traumatic experiences. These nocturnal visitations have become so intense that they manifest in physical symptoms during her waking hours. The escalation culminates in another severe panic attack that requires immediate hospitalization, indicating that whatever supernatural forces are at work have begun affecting Marlene's cardiovascular system. The timing of these episodes suggests a direct correlation with increased supernatural activity surrounding the Demera family, particularly involving Rachel's suppressed memories and Stefano's potential spiritual influence over his granddaughter. Medical professionals may struggle to find conventional explanations for Marlene's symptoms, as the root cause exists in the supernatural realm that defies traditional diagnostic methods. Her condition could serve as a barometer for measuring the intensity of Stefano's spiritual presence in Salem, with each panic attack representing another attempt by the deceased patriarch to exert influence over the living. Teen romance drama escalates despite warnings. In the midst of these supernatural and legal crises, teenage relationship dynamics continue, creating additional complications for Salem's younger generation. Ariana Horton's well-meaning attempts to convince Sophia to abandon her obsessive pursuit of Tate Black fall on completely deaf ears, as Sophia's determination to separate him from Holly Jonas reaches new heights of desperation. Sophia's refusal to accept defeat in matters of the heart demonstrates the dangerous lengths to which she's willing to go to achieve her romantic objectives. Her escalating schemes to undermine Tate and Holly's relationship may involve increasingly risky behavior that could expose her other secrets, including the truth about her baby's whereabouts and the fabricated adoption story. The interconnected nature of Salem's various storylines suggests that Sophia's romantic machinations could inadvertently trigger revelations about her deception regarding Tesoro, particularly if her desperate attempts to win Tate's affections lead her to make careless mistakes that expose the larger conspiracy involving Melinda Trask and the false adoption documentation. This week promises explosive revelations that will reshape multiple relationships and potentially expose long-buried secrets across Salem's most prominent families.